Hi there, and good morning to you, and thank you for joining with me in this Thought for the Week. I want to tell you a story I heard years ago. I'm going to blame my dear friend, Duncan Hunter, who lives in Massachusetts and actually tunes into this. He'll tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm sure he told me this story because it's an American story. The story's about a little boy called Paul. He was so proud of his family because they were the owners of the very first telephone in the street. It was like a wee wooden box, and it was attached to the wall with a receiver hanging down to the side of the box and the mouthpiece attached to the front. You'll have seen them on television. And Paul listened to his mum and dad as they used that phone, and he discovered that somewhere inside that box there lived an amazing person. Her name was Information Please. And there was nothing she didn't know. Paul's first experience with Information Please came one day when he was at home alone and he scalped his finger with a hammer, and the pain was so sore he didn't know what to do. And he pulled a chair up and he stood and said, "Information Please," into the box. And there was a click or two and then a voice answered. And he said, "I hurt my finger." And he wailed into the phone, "Isn't your mother at home?" "Nobody's at home but me," he cried. "Are you bleeding?" "No," he said. "I hit my finger with a hammer and it hurts." "Can you get some ice, son? Can you hold it to your finger?" And Paul did, and it helped a lot. And after that day, Paul called Information for anything. She helped him with his geography, his maths. She told him how to feed his pet hamster. And then when Paul's pet canary died, she listened to him crying and said, Paul, always remember this. There are other worlds to sing in." And somehow that helped, and Paul felt better. Sadly, when Paul was only 9, he moved away. Some years later, he decided he would like to go back to university near his old home. And when he was there, he thought, well, I'll try it. And he called up Information Please. And miraculously heard the clear voice that he knew so well. And he blurted out, "Can you tell me how to spell the word fix?" And there was a long pause. And the voice said, "I suppose your finger must be all healed now." Paul laughed. "So it's really you. Do you have any idea how much you meant to a wee boy at that time?" She said, "You'll never know just how much your calls meant to me. I never had any children of my own, and I used to look forward to your calls so much." And Paul told her how much he had missed her and asked if he could call her again. And when he was back to start his university course, and she said, "Please do, just ask for Sally." 3 or 4 months later, Paul was back to start his course, and it was a different voice that answered, but he asked for Sally. And the voice said, "Are you a friend?" And he said, "I'm a very old friend." "Well," said the operator, "I'm sorry to tell you, but for the last few years, Sally hasn't been well, and sadly she passed away 5 weeks ago." The operator said, "Did you say your name was Paul?" He said, "Yes." "Well, Sally left a message for you. I'm going to read it to you. And it says this: when Paul calls, tell him that I still say there are other worlds to sing in." He will know what I mean. Paul thanked her, hung up, and indeed he did know what Sally meant. There are other worlds to sing in. Isn't that a beautiful thought? And that's precisely what Jesus said in John 3:16, that wonderful verse. There are other worlds to sing in this life, and indeed beyond in the next. Again, God bless you, and thank you for listening to me today.